Hi, I'm Laura Nelkin. I'm a knitwear designer. I live in upstate New York in the Finger Lakes region, and I want to briefly show you how to do a lace cast on and a cable cast on. I use both of these cast ons often when I need an elastic cast on at the start of a project, and they're very similar to each other, but they're just a little bit different. So let me show you on some swatches how they behave. Down here on this swatch right here, on the stockinette stitch swatch, I've used a knitted on cast on over here and a cable cast on over here. And you can see as I pull that the knitted on cast on is just a bit more elastic than the cable cast on. That cable cast on has one extra ridge compared to the lace cast on. I've done this exact same thing over here on this lace swatch. Over here, I used a lace cast on, sometimes also called a knitted on cast on, and it is quite elastic. And then over here on this side, I used a cable cast on, and it's still elastic, but it is a bit more firm than the lace cast on. So let me show you how to do both of those on my needles. Okay. For a lace cast on, which is also called a knitted on cast on, the first thing that you want to do is put one stitch onto your needle. So I'm going to go ahead and make a slip knot, and then I'm going to take that slip knot and put it onto my left hand needle. And I'm going to make it tight, but I'm not going to make it too tight. And now I've got one stitch on my left hand needle. So I'm going to grab a second needle. I'm going to go into the stitch. I'm going to wrap my yarn around the needle. I am going to pull that stitch through, and then I'm going to put that stitch onto my needle. And now I have 2 stitches on my needle. Let me just get myself sorted here. And now I'm going to go into the stitch, wrap my yarn around, pull that stitch through, and then put that stitch on. If you twist that stitch when you go to put that stitch on, it will make your cast on just a little bit more firm. But since I like to use this cast on at the beginning of a project that is going to be worked in lace, I want it to be as elastic as possible, so I do not twist that stitch. And you just go ahead and continue on like that, casting on the number of stitches that your pattern calls for. Now, if you're working a cable cast on, it is very similar to a knitted on cast on. In fact, the first 2 stitches are exactly the same. So you're going to make a slip knot and then put that slip knot onto your needle. And then the second stitch that you work, because this stitch counts as your first stitch, you're going to go in, wrap the yarn around, pull it through, put it on just like a knitted on cast on. But your next stitch, you're going to go in between those 2 stitches on your needle, grab the yarn and pull it through and put it on. So you're going to go in between those 2 stitches, wrap the yarn around, pull it through, and then put that stitch on. I was taught not to twist that stitch. Some people do twist that stitch when they go to put it onto the needle. If you twist it, it just makes your cast on a little bit more firm. So you go in between, grab the yarn, put it onto your needles. In between, grab the yarn, put it onto the needle. I hope you enjoyed this quick tutorial on working the knitted on or lace cast on and the cable cast on. For more tutorials like this, feel free to subscribe to my channel and check out my website. Thank you so much.